Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. All right. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Okay, here's a Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles sometimes means that we've been digging and digging and digging and haven't found anything, right? That we've been doing a lot of work and we were just almost ready to just throw our shovel down. Let's not do that yet, all right? Let's put this into some context. Yeah, look at that. Talk about digging for treasure. Here we've got the Princess of Pentacles. This is the idea of treasure itself, right? And here we have more earth energy. Now, the Princess of Pentacles is kind of telling you that, hey, you need to wake up because the treasure is all around you, right? You may be digging for gold, but I feel like the gold is everywhere. You just have to look, right? Let's see what else we've got. Well, we've got we've got the moon. That makes sense. We got the Three of Wands. Oh, this is more earth energy too. This is the universe. This is the world, right? We have world, major arcana, and then we've got the world kind of in practice, right? On earth. So maybe heaven and earth here, the above and the below. This is maybe the spiritual realm, and this is the earthly realm. Right? If you want to separate them that way, just for the sake of the reading, more fire and more fire and more fire, and a little bit of this, the Nine of Swords here, which, I don't like the Nine of Swords, but it's kind of something that we might have to deal with right now. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll just set it down right here. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, right? It will give us the confirmation that we need. And if at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition, all right? I think it'll be fun. Anyway, let's look at these energies again, because as far as major arcana go, we've only got these two. We've got the moon and the universe. And the moon is kind of one of these, dark doorways. It's a portal through which you can't really see much. We don't know what's on the other side of this. It's kind of, it's darkness, it's obscurity, it's fear, right? And really, it's the fear of doing all this work and not finding anything. Doing all this work and really accomplishing nothing. Not getting the gold the treasure that you are seeking, right? Whatever it might be. Maybe it might be literal money or success, riches. But I think it goes deeper than that. No pun intended. And then, of course, on the other side of this darkness, this obscurity, we see these very abundant earth energies. The Princess of Discs is everything that you could ever want. And the universe here is kind of the same thing, right? It's saying that you will accomplish your goal here. Things will be settled. Things will be manifested for you. It could be an idea that this really is something that's reflected in your destiny. And now it's just a matter of activating it on Earth and claiming the treasure, right? Claiming the reward. But we'll continue. We've got a lot of fire. A lot of fire energies here. We've got a little bit of air with the 9, and maybe we need this air. You know, maybe this is going to be some really, really blunt self-honesty. Right? Well, we'll see. We'll get there. And of course, we've got our earth energies, right, which are the kind of central focus of things. But let's start again with the 7 of Pentacles. This is that idea of doing a lot of work and not having anything to show for it, but you're not giving up. You see, this card is almost ready to give up, right? That's the idea behind it. But there's other ideas, like, for instance, finding the value in the work itself, not waiting for the reward, not thinking that the only reason this is important is because I'm going to get that chunk of gold at the end, right? So I feel like you're kind of getting at, and maybe this was a theme in a couple readings past for you, of finding the value in your work, not the value in what you're producing, right? The work itself, the process itself, right? Finding value in what you're doing, not what you're creating, or not what the finished product is, okay? And this, I think, is important for all of us to know, that our value doesn't consist of what we're able to produce, right? Our value goes beyond that. So this card in some ways represents a lot of activities that don't really have a product at the end, that don't have something to sell, you know? This could be something like learning how to do things, learning new skills. You know, you're digging a hole here. Yeah, I'm hoping to find some treasure, right? That's why we're working. We need, we need the physical security. But there's other value in that. You're learning a lot about yourself. You're learning about the earth. You're learning about physiology, right? You're learning about biology. It's an enriching process in other ways, not just the financial way that we're usually focused on, right? Especially with the earth energies. And when I see it, the Princess of Pentacles show up right on top of that 7 of Pentacles, it says, hey, don't stop digging now, because you're just about to strike gold, right? And maybe, I've got stuff falling down around me. Maybe the idea here is that you're being given an opportunity now to appreciate your work for other reasons before you strike the gold, before you find this huge reward, right, that we're working toward. It's almost as if the universe here, because this card sometimes can represent a delay, right? This card is sometimes more Saturn than Earth, more restricting things, trying to teach you a lesson through scarcity, right? Through restriction, and maybe holding back. Maybe the universe is holding back that pot of gold so that you can appreciate other things in your life first, so that you can find the value in the work that you do, and then here's the gold, right? So I think you are, and this card, I mean, again, it came right on top. So I think this is kind of what has already been going on. I think you've been working very hard. I think you've been finding value and appreciation in other things in your life, work for work's sake, and it's now time for you to hit the gold. It's now time for you to have your eureka moment, right? This is a lot of work. It's still dark. There's no fruit on this tree, but then bam, look at that. Everything is in abundance, right? And I point out the Princess of Pentacles isn't in the future position. It's not up here. It's right now. So I think that you have been doing the work of the 7 of Pentacles, and now you're striking gold. Now it's all going to pay off, right? You've learned the lesson, it seems. And I think that it is written in the stars for you. Here is the universe card in the future position. So this could be even talking about new opportunities for travel, new opportunities to kind of have a freedom of movement, to have a little bit more resources to choose your path, to choose your destination, right? With this chunk of gold, you're going to have a lot more opportunities, right? A lot more things are going to be open to you. You can kind of choose where you want to go, what you want to do. You know what I mean? So this is a lot of freedom. This is now, the universe is loosening the girdle, right? Loosening the bonds. Opening up that restriction, opening up those boundaries. There's less restriction on you now. There's more room for you to move about the cabin. The fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off. Okay, but it wasn't always. There's a huge contrast between these two, because the universe card is kind of a gateway into eternity, into the infinite, right? Into the cosmos. The universe is your oyster now, with this abundance. But over here with this scarcity, it's kind of, we don't know what's in store for us. We don't know what's through this gateway, right? But the moon card, let's look at the past, because I think this is already part of your history, I think. You saw the dark doorway, right? You saw that it was obscure, that there was no certainty on the other side of this. But you did it anyway. You faced your fear. You realized that the only way to get to the gold, the only way to get to the certainty, to get to the kind of infinite cosmos, to get to what you want, is to go through the fear. I think a lot of people would turn away from this doorway. Can't see what's on the other side. I'm not going in there. Right? The door's open, but it's black. Can't see what's in there. I'm not going in there. But you did it anyway. And I think maybe you brought your own light with you, which is this 3 of Wands. These are your torches. These three wands are essentially one, right? It's the Trinity that is a unity. This is your torch. This is your lamp. This is your light. This is your consciousness. This is your will. This was the impulse for you to do this. This is the kind of the willpower, right? This is what started it all, I think. And it's in 3 parts to show you that you need all levels of your being committed to something. So you have the will, the impulse, and then does it resonate with your beliefs and your values, your heart and your mind, right? Is it something that, and this card's all about character and integrity. And I think integrity for you is when you make the right choice, because your heart believes in it and your mind can resonate with it. Your mind sees and understands the logic of it. It all makes sense. You believe in it and you find value in it. And that's when you know that your path is the correct one. Okay, and then we see this 3. So this is kind of the self-examination. How do you know you're doing the right thing? Because you know. Because you've done the work, because you've seen it in yourself and you know. This is a righteous course of action. I don't like the word righteous, but it fits, And that is how you decide on an action. And look, the 3 is reflected down, mirror image, into a 6. This is the success and the harmony that you're really after. Okay, this is kind of the idea that you want to create beauty in the world. Success for you is this kind of beautiful life, harmony, right? Resonance, good music, good food, good neighbors, good friends, right? A lot of beauty. So I feel like that's an important thing for you, is the ability to create something beautiful in the world. And yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which essentially is this, right? You know what you're creating. And I think it has a lot to do with this kind of, not like you're kind of painting a picture or something, but the life that you're trying to create with friends, family, your environment, your surroundings, the food and the music, right? And the people, your pets, your plants, right? It all goes into it. Everything is well thought out. I kind of feel like everything is in its place for you, ideally. Yeah. And I think you're striking gold. I think whatever you're working on and whatever project this is, wherever you're digging, you're going to strike gold. And that's going to allow you to move into this infinite future and to manifest the kind of life that you want. The kind of beautiful life that you want, right? Let's move to the path of the serpent, because it's maybe not that easy, right? And as we shift over here, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It doesn't cost you anything, totally free. And send some comments my way. I love hearing from everybody. It's my favorite part of this, really, is reading all the comments. Yeah, I appreciate you all. Okay, we start with the 7 of Wands. Now, we had a 7 of Pentacles too, right? What do I always say about fire and earth? It is the direct manifestation. It is the direct line of creation. It is impulse and behavior, right? Instantaneous creation. It's heaven straight down to earth. Right? It's above and below. Nothing is getting in the way of that. Almost nothing. Almost nothing. Because, again, what do I always say? It is the human personality, our thinking and our feeling functions, our heart and our mind, that get in the way of these two. Okay? Otherwise, it's just the fire of impulse to the earthy, mechanical behavior. Nothing is impeding that flow of energy, right? It's like an electric circuit, an electric current. But it needs to have some sort of resistance. We need to be able to check that against something. Otherwise, every impulse we have, it's going to come out as behavior, and that's going to just be a mess, right? Chaos. So we need our thinking and our feeling functions in order to regulate our impulses so that not everything reaches the earth and becomes behavior, right? But in this case, these two, this is the impulse to dig, and you keep digging. This is what is allowing you to not quit. If you stopped and thought about it, you'd probably think, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Why do I keep doing this? Right? And that's exactly what this 9 of Swords is all about here. I think that this is or was the challenge for you. And it's the challenge to not give up. When you were struggling, when you were in this darkness, you may have really wanted to quit. But the 7 of Wands is the confidence to keep going, even when your behavior seems like it's a 7 of Pentacles, right? And this is the impulse. You even have fire and earth over here. This is the impulse, which the Trinity is a unity. So the impulse is sound. The impulse has integrity, right? And it manifests as behavior, ideal life, ideal manifestation in the physical, mechanical world. Right? And this is what we're doing. And this is kind of how you did it, or how you are doing it. For some of you, the timelines might be a little bit different here. Some of you are shaking your head saying, yeah, that's how it was. And then others, maybe this is kind of what's going to be taking place in the next couple of days or weeks, you know. The 9 of Swords we have to be very careful with, because this is communication that is very forceful, very, very blunt. Not even blunt, though. It's like sharp, right? It's pointed. But it's very to the point, let's say. Right? And it's in the position of our environment. So I wonder if some of you are having difficulty relating to other people in your lives. Is there more conflict than usual around you? Okay. And I guess, it's the holidays, right? People are getting together with family and friends. A lot of people meeting together. There might be a little bit more bickering than usual. There might be a little bit more, I kind of feel like bringing up things from the past. More stuff's falling down around me. So weird. I've got soundproofing around me, and they're starting to slip off the screens there. Anyway, I feel like there's more I feel like there's more noise around you. There's more resentment, it feels like, you know. And I think this card is trying to urge you to be aware of that, right? You know, you've got to stand up for yourself. You've got to be able to communicate, you know, but don't fall into those traps. This is kind of a snare, you know. Looks like one of those bear pits or something. You don't want to fall into this, because this is a lot of very difficult communication. And it seems kind of out of place with all of the rest of this, right? This, not only that, because for some of you, I feel like this is very much people around you, you know, that, and it's just a lot of stuff being brought up from the past, a lot of kind of saying things that usually we wouldn't say. It's kind of that, again, it's that fire to earth kind of thing where we need to kind of hold back, right? Sometimes we need to check our impulses before they reach manifestation. This is no different, right? Sometimes we want to say things, we need to maybe not, okay? So that's also the way that we are relating with ourselves, relating with this situation. And this is, I think, what would happen if we really allowed ourselves to stop doing our work. And then the mind starts running on and we start convincing ourselves that, why are we doing this? Right? And that's kind of the mind poisoning itself. Poisoning this really pure and positive and righteous, you know, impulse that you have to manifest this life, to hit this jackpot, to win this gold, to strike the gold and find this treasure, right? If you stop now, the mind is going to very quickly, I think, poison itself. And pretty soon you're going to throw your shovel down and say, yeah, this was stupid. I don't know why I was doing this, right? So we've got to be careful with this card. This is very severe air energy. It's like we've got all the swords in one card here. So maybe we ought to do a language of flowers. I used to do one of these affirmation cards, or one of these flower cards for every swords card that we would have in a reading. Some of you remember that. But then we would have so many swords cards that we would spend all day doing the language of flowers affirmation cards. So now I kind of save them for more special occasions, I guess. And this seems like one of them. Power. The flower is power. Look at that. The jonquil, power. It says, take hold of what you know is yours. Now that's interesting. And maybe that is kind of a way to say, focus on your own stuff, right? Real power comes from directing your energy where you want it to be. Fire to earth. Directing your will and your forces, your power, your energy, your consciousness, where you want it to be. Not to get pulled into any of these swords, interactions that might be going on around you, right? And not to allow your mind to do that to itself either. Okay, for some of you it's going to be both. But I think it's the power to overcome the intellect, the reason that will try to convince you to stop doing what you're doing, right? And of course we see the next card is that power, the Ace of Wands. And we have strength here as the next card, the Nine of Wands. So more fire. So instead of getting stuck in this swords energy, you've got to power through. You've got to focus your energy. See, we're reminding ourselves of this up here, because the Trinity here, the Three of Wands is the Spirit, is the Ace of Wands. So that needs to go up there. The difficulty, I think, is to overcome whatever these arguments are in your environment, or whatever this mental energy is that's trying to kind of poison your efforts. And that might be something that you need to watch out for in the next couple of weeks, is that intellectual energy or those conversations that really threaten to interrupt your work. Okay? Very important. I think the next couple of weeks are really, really crucial. because the obstacle then is to get this ace back and put it back where it belongs. To put your power, to put your attention, to put your consciousness, your awareness back on what you're doing, rather than getting it over here. This card is kind of the abyss right here, this position. This is what we don't want. This is the obstacle. This is the, this is the bottomless pit of the spread. And that's where our will is going to go if we fall victim to the Nine of Swords. Okay? So the work for you next couple of weeks is to put this ace back here. And doing that will bring you back to this strength. Above and below, heaven and earth, fire to earth, fire to desire, really, right? Because this is the moon energy down here. And this really is your connection with your innermost feelings. It's really a connection with your desire, your purpose in all of this, what you're trying to create, right? So what we really have then is taking this strength that comes through this work and putting it right there in the middle. The strength to keep going, the strength to reap the rewards of what you're doing, and it's linking your will with the desired outcome. Right? And we even have a moon connection here, the moon in Taurus with the Six of Pentacles here. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to reconnect these wires here. Get out of the swords, because the swords are just the resistor. It's just like it's impeding the flow of this electricity, this spiritual fire. Okay, now I want to check the mystery card. See what this might reveal for us. Okay, it will confirm some aspect of this, but I'm not sure what. We'll put some of these cards back where they were. This goes over here, that goes there. Okay. There we go. If you have a prediction, I want you to put your answer in the comments below. I'm going to say we need some water here, right? We need some water. But I don't know, maybe not. I mean, there's a reason why there's no water here. And maybe it's not a time for water. Maybe because we have that Three of Wands, your heart is already in it, right? That's not the issue. The only issue is the appearance of the swords, right? Your mind is starting to kind of turn against itself maybe a little bit, or there's people in your environment that are contributing to that sort of thing. So what we need is to get rid of that swords energy. Maybe we don't need the cups. I think maybe we got that already taken care of. So I'm going to say, for the mystery card here, that we need a card of clarity. We need maybe water and maybe a Queen of Swords. Yeah. To show that we're achieving clarity, that we're rising above that Nine of Swords. And yeah, we can see it happening. I'm way up here. I can see you. We're not going to let it affect us, right? So I'm thinking a Queen. Queen of Swords. It's not the Queen of Swords, but it is the Sun. It is this, and this is that card too, right? That rises up to the zenith and says, I can see all of you, right? And I'm, rather than just rejecting it or lashing out or kind of using the Nine of Swords against itself, right? We're just radiating power, love, and warmth, and generosity, kindness. This is good. And also, the Sun is gold, right? The Sun it's a symbol of the philosophic gold, the alchemical gold. So we have that connection too that says you are striking gold. And the disk of the Sun, the solar disk, is that disk right there that the Princess of Pentacles is holding on to. So this is confirming a lot. It's confirming you striking gold, right? It's confirming you having the clarity and the objectivity, but also the warmth and the love to overcome that Nine of Swords, that doubt, those interactions in the environment, the temptation to kind of engage in that fighting around you, the distraction, really, right? And this is also the Sun that is going to help you to create this beautiful life, to grow this beautiful life that you're after. This is a really good reading. But be careful, next couple weeks, if you're not aware of it yet, there's going to be this kind of turmoil that threatens to throw this whole thing off track. So you've got to be careful with that Nine of Swords. All right. Now, we're going to take this into the extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link up here in the corner. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, right? Not just for Aquarius, but for all signs. So you can check your other placements. You can cross-watch. Definitely watch your sun, moon, and rising. Okay. Maybe even want to take a look at the Pisces reading. That might be helpful for you too. Okay. New Aquarius readings are Mondays and Thursdays, right? But I'm here every day. I'm on air from 6 to 8 a.m. every day, right? Chicago time. So I hope you'll come back and join me again tomorrow. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right? It doesn't cost you anything. Totally free. Okay. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.